Hi, take two, part two of the video around Halloween. And apologies, again, I did write underneath for I hadn't refreshed my ephemeris, so I gave out incorrect information for the moon, which is or was at 4 degrees of Aquarius, the structure of the new age coming in. Whenever we're in moon in Aquarius, it's a very powerful time for looking ahead to what we want to create. And that's so key to each day in the Mayan calendar around how these cycles keep repeating and coming back. So let's pick one here. So White Wizard goes through number 1, number 8, number 2, number 9, number 3, number 10, number 4, number 11, number 5, number 12, number 6, number 13, number 7. And you can see how, because it goes in a spiral, so these numbers, if you miss out one column, it's in the next column, the number that follows on. And as it is with this new learning that's coming in around how the spirals work, how we don't work in a linear way. And you see, my cat is checking out the pumpkin in the background. I don't think she's seen one of those before. There she is. Okay, so I'm guessing that maybe many of you have had a bit of a roller coaster going on. And I've been trying to join the dots as well between the cycles and doing this in an experiential way rather than in an purely an intellectual way. I know there's loads of people who can write out reams of stuff about the Mayan calendar, and that's not how I put it forward or learn it. I work very intuitively, I work experientially through actually living it and doing the process. Fundamentally, my belief in this is that it's here for this time to take us into a new space, to be used for those who are really seeking transformation, to be used on a personal level, in conjunction, hand in hand with healing, in order to let go of these distorted codes and come into an inner world that is free of these distortions, free of this pain, not by avoiding it, not by sugarcoating it either. You know, this is, we have to go there to come out the other side. We have to face our own demons. That's the key thing at this time. So the next spiral is going to be in Aquarius energy. And so again, every time we have the moon in Aquarius, it's let's be solution focused. And so let's focus on the wounding, let's focus on the triggers, let's focus on why is this pattern coming around again? Obviously, there's something within me that I haven't done yet. I haven't healed it, I haven't stopped the behaviour. I'm still in survival mode. And yesterday, with the portal day of red solar serpents, that's such a powerful gateway point to go beyond the 52 day process of red serpent, which of course was in the blue castle and has all these akashic records, you know, the previous 13-day cycle that we were in of yellow seed coming out the other side, seeing where we're still maybe planting old seeds, growing the same crops. We are still hiding our true nature in order to survive. We are where we are. That's the key thing as well. We are where we are on our path, and everybody is in a different space, in a different place, in order to do this magical game. So in terms of the astrology at the moment, it's very powerful because we're dealing with the eclipse season, and so we are, sorry, my cat's just going around here. We're going through this process of what's being illuminated around our personality, and at the time of an eclipse with a new moon, then we can see something new around our personality being shielded, and maybe able to go deeper and tap into a spiritual truth and a different understanding. And then we've got the lunar eclipse coming up as well. And that, of course, is in Taurus. So when we began this spiral, we're seeing a 6-month completion of that. And we are then able to see what has happened over that 6-month period and where we are now, literally where we are on planet Earth. Some people may be in the same place, literally. Some people may have moved to different places and may have experienced different travelling journeys as well to different spaces to see what's happening there. Because the more that we get out of our own comfort zone, our own personal bubble, our own conditioned space as well in the landscape, we can see that there are lots of alternative ways to be a human being, different cultures, different meanings placed on life, on values. And remember that we're here, if we're here doing this transformation journey, if we're awakening, if we're transforming, if we're becoming more of a conscious creator, then chances are, that we do have to move around a bit and experience different things. So Mars going retrograde in Gemini, and this is happening until January. Mars, our warrior self, our take action, fitting in with White World Bridger. And seeing these cycles coming around every 5 years, with the spirals being in a particular energy. And so Gemini, the third astrological sign, how we co-create, how we communicate, our higher self, our source, what is the truth, lots of different versions of stories going around in order to create a particular scenario that may not be out there, that may be hidden, what the actual agenda is underneath. And I think in the next few months, lots of awareness is going to come out about certain shared storylines, shall we say, in health. We're now seeing in Scorpio being the 8th astrological sign, this is about integration. This is about how we need to make changes. And some of these may be very, very apparent now to us in our health, in our wealth. The North Node being in Taurus, the South Node being in Scorpio. And again, this is powerful in terms of past life. So if you have got the flip side, which is the North Node in Scorpio, which some people that are close to me have that placement, then they're going through past life things. And to simplify the past life, ancestral pattern, in my experience, everything is happening right here, right now. So it can simply be that it's happened in your life over this lifetime, and that will match previous lifetimes with the same theme, because this version that we're working with now is the only version, if you will, although I know that can be hard to look at on a quantum level. But if you just work on simplifying everything, so everything that's coming up right now is right now, it's been learned, it's been experienced in this lifetime. And so it's an opportunity to really heal that and stop doing that if it's harmful. Of course, sometimes it's hard to know what the truth is, because our ego coping mechanisms can cloak everything in order to keep us safe, and in order for us to keep going down that same comfort zone. And so often the messages have to get louder from the universe in order to help us create that shift out of these old paradigms and ancestral patterning. And it's time for that. It's absolutely time for that. With these cards of the new myth, this is what we're here to embody. As above, so below, as within, so without. And so we always have the answers within. That's the red moon. It's seeded within us. And underneath all of that conditioning of our mind, the truth is our heart knows. This is why it's so important to be able to connect to this structure beyond an individual mindset. So this is what the great thing is about a lot of spiritual doctrine. It's giving us a template, a myth story to expand our awareness and rise up out of our own personal storyline. And often we do get stuck in that story and believe that there is only one perception, there is only one truth. So often during a lifetime, very challenging things will happen to shake us out of that belief system. Very powerful things to move us out, break down to break through. And in the next few weeks, I'm hoping to share lots of new information that I've been learning around how to work with the limbic system, how to work with the old storylines, how to use these amazing tools to come into a very different space and see, using the Halloween theme, what haunts us, all those ghosts, all those echoes from the past, how to recognize key themes that keep reoccurring so that we can focus, as with emotional freedom technique, which is a tool that I highly recommend. It shows you what your projection is exactly, why you're projecting it, what the current theme is, why it's showing up for you, and how to release it and move into a space of clarity. So it's seeing that what we see as a problem is the solution, to take us out of any sort of victim mode into believing that we have to have something outside of ourselves that is greater than our own amazing ability and strength of health in our body. Over the last few years, we have been indoctrinated to believe many disempowering models, and these are fear-based and very powerful, and have really played on people's vulnerabilities. In order for us to shed these old manipulations, it's essential to come into a space of being centered and having mechanisms that are healthy that we can use whenever we have doubts, whenever we have trigger points, to be able to work through these and move out into more strength and positivity. I've just been watching some amazing documentaries actually on longevity in the world and where people live. And the Greek islands in particular, where I went during my red earth period from 18 to 30. I was there during that time and learned so much about how to connect to nature, old ways, wise ways, and being surrounded by beauty and people who care about other people and want to create more of that community. So with the lunar eclipse coming up, it's at 16 degrees of Taurus. So November the 8th at 16 degrees of Taurus, and that will be White Overtone Wizard Day, which is mastery of empowerment, and that's on Self-Existing Moon Day 22. So master builder number of self-existing, being free of the moon story. And that's going to be in White Dog wave spell, so the next wave spell that's coming, which is, again, White Dog is about coming into unconditional love, being free of ancestral patterning. So that should be an illuminating time, always a powerful time, the moon in Taurus, and connected to Carl Jung, of course, who had his moon in that placement. And his work, again, really stood out in the field of psychology. He had a totally different perception around the collective unconscious and archetypes, and really took psychology to a whole different level and perspective. So in this 52-day cycle, we're working with everything that's come before, the red, the white and the blue, and we're in the fourth castle. So we're looking at the structure now of what's gone before, what ungrounds us, what takes us into a scary space, and really understanding what the foundations are around that. So breaking it down into the component parts. When we had the new moon in Scorpio, and we're still, of course, building with it now, this is a most powerful time for planting seeds in moon gardening, for example. It's a very fruitful time. So it's a great time to still be setting intentions now that the moon is in plenty of light. And we have a bigger picture around what we're dealing with during this dark time of the year. So if you set an intention, it's going to be manifest at a really beautiful time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, in spring, just turning into summer. So take time to tune in today, to listen to your ancestors, to hear their wisdom and their hopes for us as the latest incarnations that are here to do this transforming work on an inner level. Most people in the world are not awake yet. They aren't in tune with the universe on a conscious level, and they're still playing their roles very unconsciously. We are here to play a script, and the more that we know about that script, the more we can look deeply into it and start to rewrite it. At any moment, we can tap into the joy in the world, the beauty of the land, and this Garden of Eden where we live. It's remembering that every day we are projecting our inner vision out onto the world, literally having an experience around what we believe to be true. And that in itself can be created anew when we're ready to do this healing work and face our inner demons and make changes in our behaviour. The studies that I've looked at this week really focus on mother love and how our connection as children creates this chemistry in our brain, literally through breastfeeding. It creates certain biochemistry that people will seek out their whole life through various addictions, through behaviours of codependency around being addicted to relationships, for example. And understanding that, understanding how we're wired, how we work, and then looking at how we can create healthier, loving, bonding relationships that will change what we experience on a day-to-day basis, and therefore ripple out to changing how other people interact with us, and again just sharing how to do this so that we can change how our world is today and our future. And even at these most challenging times now, I truly believe that that's what we came here for, and that we have everything that we need to do that, so we can just get on and do it. So lots of love to you, and I hope that you're having an amazing All Hallows Eve. Remember, tomorrow is All Saints Day, and so again another wonderful day tomorrow to reflect on our ancestors and people who have made huge sacrifices to bring something new into the world, which often has been very challenging for those who didn't want to hear the lesson. Lots of love. Bye for now.